With arms wide open. With arms wide open, I welcome you to 2 years of Goodest. I mean, shit, 2 years of this. You suffered through this for 2 years. You're gonna need some therapy. This episode is brought to you. Just kidding. This episode I did with Phoebe. This is actually her idea. She was like, you should do one where you like answer questions and stuff. And then we were gonna do it for like the end of the year. And then I was like, why don't we just do it for the 2 years? Almost 40 episodes, like 90 hours of Goodest Cast. And some of you still actually listen to this shit. I'm amazed. So shout out to anybody who bought merch. Shout out to anybody who listened, shared, liked, subscribed, fucking YouTube commented, fucking Instagram followed, any of y'all. Thank you. Yeah, so we'll do another one of these with questions like later on when we have time. If you want to get in on it, follow us on the IG because that's where most of the info comes and happens and whatever. But yeah, just thank you. Hey there, you looking for some tires? Opens trench coat, no tires to be found. That's because Tire Streets has the tires. I don't have tires in my trench coat. What? Anyway. So Tire Streets, they put the whole team on this year. That's what we're running. We're running the Accelera 651s. Sticky boys. You want to run, a comp, 100 treadwear. You want to run a fun day, 200 treadwear. We run them at like 15 PSI, do a nice little burnout, set them up, make them extra spicy. That's the cheat codes. So if you want to try them out, code Goodest 651 for 20% off. I don't know if I said that already. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Should I say it again? They also have the driver program. You can buy in bulk and buy like 69 tires and save you more than that. But the code doesn't work. So if you do that, let them know in the comment when you order it where you found it. Make me look good. Because otherwise, this podcast is going to crash and die and it's going to be all your fault single-handedly. Anyway, you're going to hear a lot more of these ads from Tire Streets. So if you don't do it this time, do it next time. But anyway, the ads.
We did it.
We're
here.
Set it up.
Back in action.
Yep.
Welcome to the Zen Corner.
That's very zen.
Try to keep it that way.
Yeah, this is a good location. I know Benson's gonna complain about the backlight in the window, but
believe it or not, I don't host many interviews here, so we'll make it work.
Yeah, so this is the 2-year anniversary episode of the Goodest Cast.
2 years. That's so crazy.
I feel like Super D Matsuri was like 2 years ago, like the first one.
For sure. Life's definitely flying by. Makes me feel really old when I say that because I remember being younger and older people would be like, life really flies by, get ready. And I'd be like, yeah, whatever. And now it's like, holy shit, life is flying by.
Life comes at you fast.
It does, especially when you live fast.
Yeah.
Not us at all.
Yeah. We're doing good, I think. I don't know. I feel all right.
I think the Goodest Cast is doing great. This is 2 years. Everybody loves it. The people want more. It's exciting. You have this whole setup so different than the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
Be proud.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud. I'm happy.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we were supposed to do the episode. With you and Aaron for New Year's, which was your idea, was doing the questions. And I was like, yeah, that's sick. I like that. And then pretty much when we all get together for like drifting stuff, it's like impossible to wrangle.
Yeah, especially with those guys that come. It's a wild shit show. All fun and good times, but things are so silly and so crazy. It was literally like trying to herd cats when I was trying to organize for you before you were here with everybody. As much as we wanted it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're doing it. It's me and Phoebe. And so we're going to do it for the 2-year anniversary. And we have all the questions from the like 2021 recap. And then we have all the questions that I just gathered in the last like week or so. and we're gonna go through them. And there's definitely some ones that aren't gonna get read out loud, and I don't know. There's a lot of like car setup questions, and I'll get to some of those, but obviously,
I'll be zero help for the car setup.
yeah, not like not yeah. Some of them are very specific, and it's like, all right, yeah, I'll just respond to you, I guess. I can't, yeah. Um, but yeah, so should we? Do you want to do the questions and just like dive into it?
Sure.
Okay, okay.
Let's see how it goes.
We have all of them screenshotted and shitty put on our phones. Also, you're gonna hear how bad I am at reading, which is really making me nervous.
Just sound it out. You'll be okay.
um, this one's from Julio Loesch, who was also a guest. Whose door are you trying to smash? Whose face are you trying to smash? And I don't know if he's talking about
Ooh.
sexual or
I didn't even think about
fighting.
that.
Man, I don't know if I should answer that one. There's definitely some out there.
Yeah, I mean, with my driving, I'm just trying to smash any door, I guess. So I'd like to get that close someday, but doors aren't even really an option. I'm just trying to not fucking spin out.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the face smash one
Yeah,
unanswered.
face smash. I'm not gonna touch that one. You know who you are, but I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Doors I'm trying to smash. Probably Austin. He's smashed a couple of mine.
Oh, payback.
Yeah, I think I owe him some door checks.
Holy shit, we have a graveyard of doors out back.
Yeah.
That have been smashed.
There's like 12 of them all in a row with like different liveries on them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're like covered in leaves and
Yeah.
foresty
God knows what else.
stuff. Yeah. Um, should have prepared these better because now I gotta read them out loud or read them in my head as I go through them. Which part of the U.S. Had the best car styling? Had past tense? I don't know.
Such a touchy subject.
Yeah, you're gonna make some people
I'm
unhappy.
gonna hurt feelings.
Had the best car styling? I would say like Southern California or Chicago, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like Florida. If you're into, everybody's got their own preference.
And then there's also like people who start out with style.
Yeah.
And then, after a few events, there's not much style left or not much of the livery or wheels or whatever it may be left.
Yeah.
I think we all aim for some style at some point. But
yeah.
It's just a matter of how
I
long
definitely
it lasts.
I definitely had okay style.
Yeah.
Now my car's
Yeah, tell me about it. My car's been passed around like the town bicycle. It's like multiple colors now. It started out solid red and now it's got some blue, some purple, some white. Not from me, but
that's what happens. Yeah, you just got to make Julian let other people drive his car instead.
Yeah, I'm not sharing my car anymore. We have a few extra cars now, so people can fuck up those, and my car will stay my car.
Yeah,
it's gonna get some paint soon and some upgrades, and then hopefully it'll stay that way, and I won't have to share it, and I'll be the one to fuck it up.
Yeah. Yeah. We got plenty of events coming up to do that. That last question was from Spencer is nice. Spencer. Oh my god, I'm bad at pronouncing and reading. These questions episodes, man. This is the first one.
We should have practiced.
Yeah. Do you think a stock it's like a 328 BMW engine E36 with the right suspension angled diff would be able to shred Mahon? Yeah, I think so. For sure. I mean, you can kind of do anything and anything if you go fast
Yeah,
enough.
I guess it just depends. It's not a matter of if the car can do it, but if the driver can handle Mahon.
Yeah. Like Casey used to have that, and like Casey from Shirts Tucked In used to have like the NASR car. Like that makes way less power than a BMW 328.
Yeah, I think it's actually getting over the fear of trying to hit that entry in the first place. And then once you do it, I've never done it, but I would assume once you do it, it's a little less terrifying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you handed the car to someone over there who drives it a lot, they could do it, no
Yeah,
problem.
for sure.
I want I want to hear about crash style slash Japan slash Altamont Raceway. That's a lot of topics, man.
All over the world too.
Yeah, what's up, Cal? Crash style is they're all out of their fucking minds. Um, Japan is a country. Um, I guess it's technically in the continent of Asia. Is it its own continent? Yeah, it's in Asia, I guess. I don't know. I've been there a couple times. Cool. Altamont Raceway. I had never driven Altamont.
I have not either. I've seen it. I've been there. I've watched people drift it way back in the day. Looks like fun, but
Did Julian ever drive it, Altamont?
maybe once. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know we went there back in the day and it was like, God, like shock drifting. There was a guy named Sonny. He
Mm,
drove. I think maybe Xander was out there. That was so long ago when drifting wasn't really a thing. When you'd see a 240 and you knew exactly who it was and where they were from. But
yeah.
um, yeah, it looks like a fun place. Sucks that the neighbors have to ruin it.
Yeah. Don't buy a house near a racetrack and then complain that there's car noises
Yeah.
unless you want a lot of people really mad at you.
Yeah. Same with our neighbors, you know? Don't complain.
Uh, this is a good question. Have you had any unexpected doors open from the podcast? Same question goes to everybody. I mean, I'll answer that one. Yeah, I don't think Phoebe's dirty panty
Yeah,
business.
nobody tried to buy any dirty panties from me after the first one. A little disappointing, but
They just all wanted pooping with face pics.
pooping with face videos. We purposely cut my feet out of this one, so there's no freebies. So you have to go onto the site if you want any kind of feet pictures or anything, because we charge for that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to subscribe. Unexpected doors. Yeah, actually. So the podcast was a catalyst for getting Animal Style tire sponsor this year, which was pretty cool. Like it's nice that things are helping each other in different directions, which is Tire Streets. They sponsored this episode and a bunch of other episodes, and also Animal Style, which is
Hell yeah.
pretty cool. So that I would say that's an open door. Um, Unexpected. I mean, like I think the unexpected part is like I really do feel like I've become friends with a lot of the people who've been on the podcast. Like I had never talked to Julio before,
Yeah.
but now I consider him a friend, and like that's just one example. I mean, like pretty much everyone who's been on the podcast. It's like you like really get to know them, and it's
Yeah,
like
for sure. And I think if you listen to podcasts in general, you kind of feel like you know the hosts because you spend so much time listening to them and listening to their interviews that you feel a connection towards them, even though they may not know who you are. But it's cool to, I've been to events and have had people talk to me about my past episodes and how much they enjoyed it. And it's just an immediate connection that you get right off of the bat, which is kind of cool. Aside from already having the connection of drifting, if you may not know the person, the Goodest Cast is another connection, which is pretty awesome. And people are excited.
yeah, it's I love when people reach out to the people who are on
Hmm.
and like tell because like I get messages saying like, "Oh, that episode was sick," but it's like if the guest gets that from people, like it goes so far because people are taking the time out of their day to like do these and scheduling and setting it up, and then like people are anxious or nervous or whatever, and so like
For sure. And I think a lot of people I know, for instance, I didn't expect anybody to care about my episode or want to listen to it. And I had a lot of people that I don't know reach out and tell me how much they enjoyed it. And it, it helped them or they enjoyed hearing that aspect of animal style or whatever it may be. I actually had a girl reach out to me and um, she is dating a drifter. She's kind of in the early stages of dating a drifter, and she had multiple questions for me as to how to balance that and how to be supportive, but also still be able to enjoy life outside of drifting, and how do I do it? And it's been quite some time that I've had time to deal with drifting and adjust to it being such a huge part of our lives. But the advice I tried to give her was try to be understanding when you start dating someone who is already in to their passion, whether it's any type of racing, cars, whatever it may be. You're going into it knowing that you need to support them and that that's their passion, that's what they love, and you can't necessarily make them choose me or the car or whatever it may be, but there's ways to work around it. If you know he's going to be working on the car for 3 days straight trying to get ready for a big event, maybe get some food and surprise him and eat it next to the car. If you want to spend time with him, if you are feeling like you're not getting enough time together, try to make that compromise. And guys, vice versa. If you know that you're going to be in the shop for 3-4 days in a row and your girl might be feeling this way or that way about it, do something tiny and surprise her. And know that you won't be able to take that much time away from the car, but just show her that you're thinking of her and you understand that this is rough, and you're going to try to do your best to make it somewhat enjoyable, or to give a little bit of time away from the car to enjoy normal life.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
Yeah. I mean, there's still times like preparing for NYE. I knew it was going to be a rough week. It's freezing cold. It's raining. We had so much shit to do. So I took it upon myself to throw a frozen pizza in the freezer and then brought it out to the paint booth, and we put it on the hood. And in between masking off the car, we ate pizza, had some beer, listened to some music, and made it work. But there's always something that you can do that doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be, time consuming. Just giving that extra thought to the other person,
Yeah.
it goes so far, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Yeah, for sure.
Ah, damn. You guys should be paying for this advice. What do you think about price stabilization? Will it ever happen? Like, I guess that's like a thing that people are. And this is Tyler. Say what? I'm gonna just fuck up everybody's name. The person who asked the questions about unexpected doors, I think, is Agile E30. That's Frank, I think. Yeah. Anyway, um, it's hard to tell. Like, I don't know. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think prices, like, if once prices go up for stuff that's limited, it doesn't go back down. Like,
I don't think it's going to go down much.
there's so many more there's a lot more people getting into the sport every day, and there's only so many platforms and used wheels, and especially when like new stuff isn't being produced quickly. And let's be honest, like a lot of the new shit isn't as cool as the old shit. It's just gonna keep getting more expensive.
And it also kind of makes you think about what you have in your possessions. So say you're a 25-year-old kid and you have, a really clean S13 or S14 or S chassis in general. It's like, this could be something that may make you a pretty chunk of money someday, or you could run it into the ground and have no money someday, but have had fun in this car. Like, it's kind of cool to think about. There's kids out there with these drift cars that may be worth a pretty penny someday, that could help them out in the future towards something more adult and more important if they made the right moves and actually took care of what they had. But Julian's been through what, like 10 S chassis. So
Yeah, that's like,
if I could go back and
I know.
hang on to a few things or make better choices about something that could advantage me in the future, those S chassis might be something I could look at.
Yeah, some of the ones that you like threw away easily, you kind of held on to.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm with you. Yeah, I have once everything started getting really expensive, I kind of like bought up a bunch of stuff last year, because I was like, oh, it's only gonna get more expensive, but it kind of like didn't. It like just got more. It was like about to get more expensive, or some stuff kind of didn't. Like the stuff that I bought didn't go up in price, and the stuff that I didn't buy that I still needed to buy did. And I was just like, yeah, I got inflation sucks, man.
It's rough out there.
Yeah, especially like whatever. This is not a financial podcast. We are not
The last
financial
fucking
advisors.
people to be talking.
How was New Year's Eve? How's the Z? Do we like driving with Julian and the Z? New Year's was fucking awesome as usual. I mean, it's like who doesn't want to go drive Thunderhill full track? Like that's
Yeah. It's definitely my favorite event of the year just because all the homies from near and far come and it's going to be a laid back wild event. It's definitely towards the end of the day, you're going to see some carnage and shit's going to
yeah.
get really wild.
Yeah.
Cars are going to leave broken, not running.
Sorry, Chase.
Yeah. But yeah, New Year's is always one of my favorite times of year. Everybody comes to the house. Definitely the preparation. That fucking Z was almost the death of me.
He's like, I'm gonna paint it before Super
I'm
D.
gonna paint it
And
in
I was like,
3 days in
oh.
30-degree weather and rain.
Julian loves painting cars in winter.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that Z, he painted it, and then the weather was so cold and so rainy, none of the body kit was drying. So we had to bring everything into our house. And I'm not kidding. We had probably 5 space heaters in one room with like a blanket hanging over the entrance to the room so we could try to keep the hot air in to dry the kit. We blew multiple breakers in the house. Like one socket is completely fried. I don't think it'll ever work ever again. And the whole house smelled the paint fumes. And yeah, I mean, eventually it worked and we got everything dry, but it was a couple of days of just doing whatever the fuck we could to get it dry and completed in time. But as always, he did it. It worked. It was beautiful for about 30 seconds and then he crashed into UFUcks and now the doors are destroyed and corner lights and all that.
Oops.
But worth it.
Yeah. It looked nice for a little bit.
Yeah. He got the photos of it looking nice for proof.
Yeah.
That's about all it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, Super D for me was really fun. I did like some of the best driving I'd ever done. At the end of the day, like I got to drive with you and
That
then
was
tandem with you
fun.
before. That was
Yeah.
sweet. I got to chase Phoebe.
So fun. Yeah, it really makes you realize how fucking slow and shitty you are when you drive with people who know what they're doing. Like I'll be out there and I'm like, yeah, that was sick. And then
come on.
someone who knows what the fuck is going on comes out and I'm like, oh, I'm back here. I'll catch up in a second.
Yeah, so driving with the Z is fine, but if he needs, this Sylvia is just a whole different monster.
Yeah, it's nice that he finally has a slower car because before he could never really drive with me in the S14 with the KA because it was just too slow and it was impossible for him. So now we actually have 2 cars that we can drive together, which is fun.
That clip of you guys driving on the small skid pad brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah, that was fun. That was the first time we really got to tandem and he got to get really close. So hopefully we can do more of that and I can do more learning and maybe get on his door.
Yeah. Now you guys can get close on the track, instead of just where we're recording this podcast.
Instead of close in the Zen corner.
That one was from Wanted Z33. Adam B Racing says, would you ever build a car to grip race, or is there no interest in pursuing that?
Little do they know about you.
Yeah. I actually really want to do that. I've been like hanging out with Marcos and Sally, and they're rubbing off on me. Yeah. Like I don't know. I was like asking Marcos. I was like, hey, because he was like telling me like the coilovers they use. So I googled them, and I was like, are these like the real expensive ones? Like, what's the deal? Like, do they have like an entry level? And he's like, those are the entry level coilovers.
Got a coupon
well,
code?
I'm not gonna do time attack anytime soon, but I did. Yeah, I literally on way here went to go pay for the rest of it, but I bought a 328 IS E36 that it's gonna be like a street car, and I'm gonna like dual duty, like drift grip car, because like a lot of people, longevity wise, I feel like having that like second car, like I've missed like 2 good luck leagues this year because my car was down. And I'm just like, if I had a street car, I could just drive it out there, or even I could tow it, and just go run it. with the homies. So Jason has one. Julian wasn't really like he has a bunch of cars.
Yeah.
Julian is obscenely fast, and if he did grip, everybody should be scared.
Yeah, Julian, in high school, throw it back to another high school story. We lived, or he lived out on Highway 1 in Point Reyes, Marshall area. Highway 1 is super windy coastal highway. And he was like known for being the fastest. Nobody could beat him. He would be in his shitbox 240 with fucking threads in the tires.
Dude,
And
tall Kumi Jujiwara,
yeah,
dude.
and still just fucking driving like a maniac, beating his own records. Yeah, he really enjoys grip racing also. And I think if there were a few more hours in the day, he would absolutely love to do that. I wouldn't mind doing that as well. I mean, I try to race anybody in my Subaru out here on our country road when I see them, just to let them know what's up. But
Yeah. Phoebe's like, I know how to shift. What
yeah,
up? I got this.
I had this guy. What are those fucking
Y'all ain't ready, dude.
hatchback Mazda things? It's like a M
Mazda 3?
Mo-
Mazda Speed 3?
Yeah. I had a guy. He was in front of me. A car in front of us. The road to our house is pretty windy. Not anything crazy, but it's fun enough to drive. And I was kind of on his ass, and he was waiting for the chance to pass the normal car in front of us, and he passed them, and I was right behind him, and he really thought he was going to take off on me. I don't know what it is with people who drive those cars, but multiple times I've had them try to flex on me. Like, I know I'm a girl, I'm a female, but physically this car is fucking faster than yours, regardless of your dick or not. Like, this car is still faster. And yeah, he took off, so I took off right behind him, and then eventually I passed him, and when I looked over, I just threw the deuces and yelled, "See ya!" with my windows down, and he just busted up laughing, and I see him all the time on the road, and we'll wave to each other, but he hasn't tried to race me since.
Yeah, he doesn't want none. That's
So
fucking sick.
It's always nice when people don't expect the girl in the fast car to be able to actually drive the car.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, as far as like the grip stuff goes, Brandon Be Strong like does grip. He has an S13 for it. I don't think Jason has like any interest in it really.
He'd probably be good at it though.
He'd be good at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Julian plays more rally games than drifting games.
Yeah, he loves a good rally.
I think in another life Julian would be like a WRC driver.
Yeah, he also has a deep love for like old school Civics too.
He does.
Like, he wouldn't mind like being.
He just likes all the cool
Sally
shit.
and Marcos, yeah.
Yeah. He just likes all the cool shit.
He's such a cool guy, you know.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Another good question from Tyler says, what? With pricing on S chassis 90s JDM cars exploding, is this our muscle car era? Dude, I really think so. Like, I was watching Shelmy, and my new thing that we really like to do is we watch Barrett Jackson, because Shelmy likes like muscle cars and shit. She like, I don't know why, but you know, like they're sick. They're sick, but like, you know, it's not really like what I do. You know, like maybe we'll restore one together someday.
Aww.
But yeah, we've been watching a lot of Barrett Jackson, and like some of these cars go for like 20 grand, and you're like, that's a nice fucking car. Like someone put in a lot of work on this car. This car's from the 60s, like nice motor, and it goes for 20K, and you're just thinking like, dude, that's what like an S chassis that's like kind of built, or like a low mile S14 goes for these days. And you're like, I could either buy an S14 or I could buy like a done up like Ford Falcon or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy to see how much the JDM stuff is kind of like.
And kind of goes back to what I was saying about if you can drift your car but not completely run it into the ground, someday you might have something that you could sell for a pretty penny that you'd never expect, you know?
Yeah, we're the wrong group of people.
Wrong fucking group, for sure.
If you're gonna drift and try and be good at drifting, and you know, if you want to have a nice car, just get like.
Or if you have two.
Yeah, do that.
2 cars, try to at least save one.
Yeah, you know, not everybody can do that, but best advice, more MOR.H more.
Sound it out.
HNT. It's there's no reading. Hi guys, I'm dyslexic. Best advice you can give to beginner drifters.
Run. Turn the other way.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple and don't try to spend all of your fucking money having the sickest car or tons of power. Figure out how to fucking drive first and enjoy doing that. Don't get such a fancy car, build such a fancy car that it stops you from getting better as a driver. Just enjoy what you're doing and drive hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, and it's like, I think I mentioned this last time. Julian is a really good example, not to take it back to the king every fucking time, but he's a good example of you don't necessarily need tons of power. Julian's competed in so many different competitions and so many different underpowered cars and still won. Like, you don't necessarily need tons of power to be a good drifter or to enjoy drifting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to be able to keep up with everybody else, but
I'm gonna be salty for a while that I lost to him with like
with no
dude,
third gear.
we're doing it. It was like a fun comp, it wasn't like anything super serious or whatever. But I'm like, now's my fucking chance. He's wounded. He's fucking wounded. No third gear with like the shortest final drive ever. So he had to go from first, second, fourth on the run up. And I still fucking lost.
I'm not gonna lie.
Phoebe was in the
Saturday when third gear broke. He was like, well, I guess we'll just pack up and leave early in the morning.
Yeah.
Medford is like, it's not as bad as driving down to Grange, but it's still a long drive. And, we drove up the day before. So any chance there is to leave an event early, I'm down. So, yeah, when he said that, lightweight, I was like, hell yeah, we're going to leave early in the morning. We're going to get home at a decent time. Like, don't have to sit here all day on Sunday. Like, hell yeah. And then
4 of us in a hotel room.
Yeah, and then Sunday rolls around.
With
and the puppy.
Pia that you snuck in.
And the fucking puppy that we smuggled. Sunday morning rolls around and we're getting back to the track, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, we'll start packing up soon. And then he looks at me and says, I think I'm just gonna try and compete with no third. I think I can do it. And in my head, I'm like, God damn it. But my face is like, yeah, cool, that sounds fun.
Well, at the time I wasn't driving the comp because during qualifying my car was broken. So like,
oh, you broke too.
And so like I was fixing my car just to like go do some laps, and then they were like, you want to run the comp? And then I was like, sick, for sure. I think we're gonna leave though. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then I was like, oh, Julian, I'm gonna do the comp. And he's like, oh yeah, me too. And I was like, without third? And he's like, yeah. And like, for those of you out there who like are afraid of like 100 treadwear, like he put on 100 treadwear 265s on the Z and was going in between second and fourth.
Yeah, he just told every person that followed him, be ready for my weird shifting.
Yeah.
And then he still put it into third so he could keep like the rhythm of it. But yeah, it was just a super quick awkward yeah, like nothing was broken. And
and then he won. Yeah, whatever.
I really enjoyed Julio's pizza eating.
Yeah, so I battled Julio and I beat him, but like I beat him on the technicality because like he was eating. He has like an open face, or it's not an open face. He has like a Star Wars theme helmet.
Yeah.
That like and it like opens up. I think, or it's just open. I can't remember. But anyway, like I look at him he was like eating pizza, and then they're like, okay, you two are up, and he like gets in the car and he has the slice in his teeth. Like he's holding the slice in his mouth at the line. And I'm like, is he going to fucking do anything with that? Like, how's he going to breathe, right? Like, we take off and I'm chasing him. And we're like right next to each other at this point. We're like door to door into like one of these really slow corners where you can like stack up super easy. And he like drops 2 tires and we're like, we like finish the thing or whatever. And he's like, dude, I went off track because I was trying to throw the pizza from my car into your car. And it hit the roll cage and hit me in the face. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a pizza fly out at one point. And yeah, I think it was after it hit him in the face. He must have got it back or something. And then I was like, Palmer, did you see the pizza? And Palmer was like, not amused. Like, I fucking saw the pizza.
I was like, dude, you're crazy. I was like, I wanted to win without him like messing around because like I respect Julio, and I was like, all right, I had my game face on. I was like, I'm going crazy, and he's just like, oh, I'm throwing pizza. Like this doesn't matter at all. I'm like, damn it. All right.
Palmer's out for blood.
Yeah.
So funny.
was a good. It was a good event though. It was fun. It was cool to like battle people that I drive with. I haven't I've never battled Julian. That was the first time.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. It was the puppy's first event also. She was like sitting on the little platform. I thought maybe she'd be scared. It was like a lot of loud sounds, but no, she was sitting on the platform and you could see her little head watching you guys go by on the straight, like just watching the
Oh,
cars go
so
by.
cool.
Like she was totally into it.
Yeah, Pia's a great track dog.
Yeah, it was like she was born for it. She just slid right in. We smuggled her into the hotel. She didn't bark. We didn't get caught. I mean, we're probably banned now after they saw us leave. With I had her like in my sweatshirt with a little tail hanging out the bottom.
Yeah, she also pooped in the room.
Yeah, she also pooped in there, but we cleaned it up.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're not animals. We didn't leave it for the mates or anything.
Yeah, dude, animal style. We bring animals. Okay.
She peed on the puppy pad that was upside down, so it's just the plastic part and just a huge puddle of piss. I was like, sick.
She tried.
Figure this out.
I got a question from Sean Yaki. How many hot dogs can Aaron fit in his mouth?
Ooh, I've never seen him stuff hot dogs in his mouth, but I have seen him shove a Shawno tadpole in that bitch. Tried to get him to swallow it. He tried. He tried real hard, but he was gagging and spitting and I have a video if you'd like to see it.
They sent me the video
DM.
because I wasn't there.
Yeah, we originally played Chubby Bunny, which is you just shove whatever crackers. We played with marshmallows. You have to say Chubby Bunny after you shove one in your mouth. And I think that they had I could be wrong, but I want to say 9 or 10, him and Julian.
Wow.
So many of the jumbo marshmallows in their
Dude,
mouths saying Chubby Bunny. And then, of course, it was someone said something like, if you get a tadpole or if we find a tadpole, something like that. And then the boys just went darting out to the lake, 6,000 acres of water to find one of the beefiest fucking tadpoles you've ever seen in your life. And sure as shit, they came back within the time frame. I think it was 1 minute or something ridiculous. And yeah, he popped that sucker in his mouth and he really gave it his all. He really did. He tried.
Yeah.
But then it went down the garbage disposal.
Oh.
When he spit it out.
Sad.
R.I.P. little guy.
Yeah, sad. Jakey Dory. Do you or Animal Style ever plan to make another trip to Australia for an event or Matsuri? I've never been. I want to go.
I'd love to go back. Scotty Mitchell and one of those questions also asked when we'd be back to see them.
Scotty Mitchell,
one of the best. I'd love to go back to Australia. Last time we went, we were only there for a brief 7 days and did not get to enjoy as much as we would have liked to while we were there, but everybody was amazing. The hit and run guys took great care of us. We had such a good time, but it went way too fast. I think we were probably the luckiest people to ever visit Australia too. We didn't see any deadly snakes, no scary spiders. It was pretty chill. We stayed in this campground near Vala Beach, which is the most beautiful, picturesque, fucking screensaver image you could ever see. And the campground is these little, kind of like containers almost. Each cabin is a little random shack. And when we first walked in, I was like, I'm for sure going to get bit by a spider and fucking die in here.
One of those giant ass spiders.
Yeah, it was just a little aged and a little dirty. Not, it was like camping, but in a room. And yeah, I was for certain there was going to be, tons of deadly spiders and snakes and whatnot. But the only thing that was there were these overly friendly, really cute possums. In Australia, they have ringtail possums instead of opossums like we have. So they're these really cute little creatures with long tails, and they're really friendly. But the locals were like, don't trust them, don't get near them. And of course, Julian and I are like, hi, come here, I pet you. And they're fucking have rabies and shit. But we were eating there's little decks outside of the shack things, and one of the guys was holding pizza, and one of the fucking possums came from the roof and like hung down from its hind legs and was trying to grab the pizza out of the guy's hand. Oh, sorry. I didn't touch it, I swear.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
I had to have this set up because I'm too fidgety to try to hold my own fucking microphone.
That's okay.
But yeah, the possums were super cute. They also had these really friendly little parrots that would like come right up to you and land on your hand and shit. But no huntsmen, no fucking deathly snakes, nothing like that. So yeah, I'd go back.
I saw Huntsman, I'd shit myself.
Yeah, those things are no joke.
Yeah, actually a few questions about Australia, like quite a few. Well, someday. I would really like to go. I haven't been. Uh,
Yeah, for sure. I'd definitely go back. It's beautiful. Good people.
um, Tire Streets asked, Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss.
Rhode Island. Isn't that like the
State?
tiniest state we got?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where Family Guy is, right?
Oh.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's spelled with a H.
Road.
Road. What should we call this state? Rhode Island.
Road. Is there a lot of roads there?
Fuck. I don't know.
Roads.
Everybody talks with H's. What are you doing? You want to come over? You up? Yep, not much on that one. Sorry, Austin from Tire Streets. Danny Wyman wants to know our favorite dog breeds.
Well, obviously you're going to be biased to the breeds that you've had.
I've only had one, so.
The legend Dory was a puggle. She was one of the best. And now we have Pia, who is half of a puggle. She's just a plain old beagle, not half pug, half beagle. And she's pretty amazing also. But, you know, I'm pretty open. I love any dog that will give me the time of day.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have a particular favorite.
Yeah,
I wanted a white lab when I was like a little kid
Labradors are the
forever.
best. Yeah.
I was like, I saw one at like one of the like adoption things where they like have them playing around or whatever, and I was like, Mom, can we have it? I want to name it Snowball. And then I watched Clerks and realized it's probably a bad name for a dog. For those of you who haven't seen Clerks, never mind. Just watch Clerks. They'll explain it in detail. Max wants to know, Dephilia or nah?
Speaking of New Year's, man, we had some wild conversations. There was like the car prep going on, but then there was a lot of other people who weren't doing anything except for drinking. And
yeah, I came over. It was my birthday, and I brought my little brother.
Birthday. Yeah, and it got pretty weird.
It got weird. We were in the kitchen talking shit.
Would you rathers got pretty weird. I mean, we didn't get weird, like none of that, but you know, the would you rathers got pretty weird. Like, would you rather have sex with J-Lo's body but Mac Dre's face, or what was it? J-Lo's.
I think it was J-Lo's face, Mac Dre's body.
Yeah, yeah. Man, you know, I mean, the Dre's, you know, he's not that bad. Would he be like extra gerped, like really intense face, or would it be just like his normal face? Like, would he be talking also?
Trill TV, Mac Dre.
Would he Trill TV your ass, or? I mean, but also like if you had J-Lo's face, would you had to if it was J-Lo's face, would she be talking also? And then you'd have to be like, I don't fucking care if you're Jenny from the block. Stop talking. Like,
yeah, it would be their.
Just
is it their voice and personality that goes with the head? That's the question.
Yeah. And would you have to finish? I guess.
Yeah, that's a sample of. It got way weirder because we looked up what dephilia is. It's like when you're born with two penises.
Two penises, and there's a man out there. Yeah. It's the two dick guy.
And we read his Ask Me Anything on Reddit.
Yeah, he has his own probably OnlyFans, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not only does he have one big old dick, but he has two big old dicks.
Yeah, and they're like. Are they side to side, or are they vertical or horizontal?
I think they were side to side, and he also had a favorite. Like the right one was like easier to deal with, he said, and the left one like gave him more trouble, something like that. I'm not really sure. Seems like a lot of work either way.
Yeah, it's like you're special, but it's like it defines you, you know? Like he can't also be like a really good comedian or singer or basketball player, you know? It's like you're the two dick guy.
Yeah, he probably, I would assume, doesn't do a lot of physical activity because that's a lot to
Oh, I didn't
contain.
think
And
about that.
yeah.
I wonder if they ever chafe each other.
Or do you have to put one on one side of the pants and one on the other? Or do they ever go on both sides? And like, what's morning wood like? Like, is one awake and one's
Ooh.
not? Or like, do you not get up until both are awake? Like, it's
Baby, I got both. Both are going.
yeah, good old New Year's.
You
That
woke
was
up number 2.
yeah, it's probably, I think he said he was single and he dates people in general. I don't even think it was just women. I think it was
Yeah.
both. I mean, he'd probably have to. It just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. Two dicks, polyamorous.
Yeah, this dick is dating her, and this dick is dating her.
Uh,
Oh man,
what a life.
what a life!
Glad it's not my life. I want to like focus on other stuff.
Just worry about my one dick.
Send it Sam. Staying motivated on a long build. Fuck. There's no the
Yeah.
have an event planned and try and make that one. And if you don't make that one, try and make the next one. Um and if it's like it depends on how long. Like if you've been building the car for 2 years, like that's too long.
Yeah. But also enter with the idea and mind frame that there's going to be ebbs and flows and you're going to have, weeks, months where you're killing it and you're really working on shit. And then life is going to fuck you and other stuff in life is going to have to be dealt with and the build's going to have to be put to the side. And just accept that there's going to be ups and downs with it and nothing is going to go to plan. Nothing is going to be easy, but it'll get done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because I've ever fucking built anything, but I've definitely been on the other side of it and
Yeah.
watched. And
Yeah, Julian's S14 took him what, like 2 years almost?
yeah, he's built so many fucking cars. I mean, his very first 240, we had an SR that he swapped by himself that took very long. And then we would share that and I would drive it to work. I worked at the Macy's cosmetics counter as a makeup girl and I had to wear this like white lab coat. I worked for Clinique and I'd fucking roll up in this gutted SR fucking flat black hatch with the straight pipe and fucking aluminum subframe bushings, just the roughest fucking car ever. And I'd roll up to my makeup job. I'd have to keep my white lab coat in a in a grocery bag so it wouldn't smell like exhaust when I got out. So I'd
Yeah.
have to take it out of the bag and then put it on and walk into work. And then there'd be some days he'd drop me off and then he'd take it to work and he'd pick me up. And yeah, that thing took for fucking ever.
Well, I remember when he was building an S14, you guys were sharing that like was it Dodge Neon?
Yeah. Oh, it was a Plymouth.
Plymouth
Plymouth Neon. Yeah.
Fucking
And yeah,
even worse.
it had that thing had an SR in the back seat once. We went and picked
What?
up one and yeah, drove it with an SR in the back seat. We got that car for free though. They were like,
Sick.
it's the motor's blown. We think if you can fix it, you can have it. And all it needed was a thermostat.
Oh,
and
perfect.
we swapped it and yeah, it had us a race Neon. It
Sick.
was fucking sick.
Julian DeMay got to Pa wants to hear about the rise to drift notoriety. You're already there, dude. Rise to drift notoriety? I don't know.
What even is that?
Yeah. I would say that like a lot of I don't know. There's so many like subsects and subsect sex whatever. Subcultures within drifting and it's like I don't know. Adam LZ, he's drift notoriety.
Yeah, and I think like I don't know. I mean, just don't be a fucking douchebag. If you do blow up and you get, something happens and you gain tons of followers or whatever it may be, just be your fucking normal self and
Yeah,
don't let it go to your head.
don't
And
riff
don't
raff 'em.
think that you're better than people or that you're this, that, and the other because you have this many followers or whatever it may be. Just be a fucking decent human.
Yeah,
Drive
pretty
your
much.
car. Have fun.
I think notoriety in anything comes from people. Notoriety in anything's notoriety in anything comes from people who are either like there's two ways to get notoriety. You can do the in your face stuff and like get attention, or you can really do your thing and push, and people will recognize that. And that's the more organic way to find notoriety within whatever it is you're
It's,
doing.
well, yeah, the more organic and has more longevity, I feel. Right. Yeah. Just be a fucking decent person and don't let that notoriety go to your head.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Lots of questions from Scotty Mitch. We're just gonna do all of them. Is Salmon a wanker and why? I shouldn't have said we're gonna do all of them. I don't know the guy. I'm you know,
I don't know who this Samit is.
I watched one of his YouTube videos because he was like talking. I was getting like a ECU and he was talking about it, and I didn't know he was a guy, like a YouTube guy. I just looked for. I don't know anything about YouTubers. I don't watch vlogs.
Me either.
I don't participate in that. I just I like to. I don't even like watching like competitive drifting on TV or anything. Or it's like I need to be like in the moment or I need to be driving. Like I just don't. I try not to get caught up in that. That's why I don't have Facebook, and because I do like to argue on the internet sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a problem. So
Yeah, I'll get really fired up and I'll think of all the things I want to say in my head and I'm like, it's fucking bullshit. Bleh. And then I don't respond and I just let it go. And that seems to work out much better than
that works.
arguing on the internet.
I don't think there's ever been a time where I've responded
And it went well.
and it went well.
Yeah.
Like in the moment, you're like, "Oh, I got his ass!" Like I fucking got his ass, and then like 20 minutes later, you're like, "Wait, what the fuck am I doing? Why do I care?"
Yeah, there's a group I was added to, and there's been some posts that have really fucking rubbed me the wrong way. And one time I did respond, and the person backpedaled and didn't give me the response I wanted. And then I was like, why the fuck did I do that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I should have just left it alone and argued in my head because I would have won in my head.
Well, backpedaling sounds like you won, Phoebe.
Yeah, I did, but it's silly. It's not worth it. Put your phone down. Go outside.
Fuck. Seriously. Yeah, Scotty Mitch wants to hang out this year, of course, if we can, always.
For sure.
The boys circumcised or all natural?
We've had this conversation with Scotty Mitchell before. What the fuck is it? I always say it wrong. It's like still have your ninja hood. Your ninja hood or ninja turtleneck. I don't know.
Turtleneck is
turtleneck sounds fitting.
Turtleneck is fitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the old Steve Jobs.
Did you hear about the guy who wanted to sue his parents for circumcising him because he didn't want to be circumcised?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I guess what's the
Did he
other
win,
option?
though?
You leave it up to them as adults and then you have to go through that as a grown-up.
I have a friend who got a circumcision at 25.
Why? Just to fit in, or was
Yeah, he was like self-conscious about it.
What?
Yeah.
I feel like our nature knows what's up. Your body knows what it needs and what it doesn't need.
It's not like he didn't get chicks or anything. Like
yeah, I don't think girls really. It doesn't make that much of a difference. I don't.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
that's a weird.
But to go through with it as a 20-year-old, I mean, I feel like if you're gonna go through it, you have to go through like a real fucking G, like a baby does, with nothing, and just get your fucking dick skin chopped off, like the savage babies do.
Yeah.
If you want it that bad.
Yeah.
Do it like the babies.
Yeah. I feel like Phoebe only knows if one of the boys.
Yeah, I don't know about anybody. These men are like Ken dolls to me. Like it's just there's nothing there in my head. I don't want to fucking know about it. I don't want to see it. You keep your fucking turtlenecks to yourself. Like we don't need to know.
I'm gonna guess for the whole team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go one at a time.
Okay. I'll agree or disagree. I might need a drink for this. I feel uncomfortable already.
The worst part is if I get them wrong, people are gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? Okay, so I have no context. I'm guessing purely on guess. I'm gonna go Aaron snipped, Jason snipped.
Yeah, I would agree.
Be strong I think probably
We don't
Snips.
know how the Canadians do it, but
Yeah, like
he seems like a clean cut guy.
may- that one's tough for me to answer.
Gross.
Luke,
Yeah. Yep. I would say yeah.
yeah, we can actually verify that one.
Do you want me to call him? Or... okay.
That's an inside joke.
No, I don't want to play this game.
Why? Because you know where it's
I
going.
just don't want to think about any of this. Who else is on our team? We're done.
Yeah, well, there's two more.
Go ahead. I don't like this game.
I'm gonna go Al. No, maybe.
I feel like Mexicans are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry if that's offensive. I'm not trying to offend anybody with that it wasn't racist. I just feel like it's like a. Is
like
it a
cultural
religious
thing?
thing? A cultural thing?
Well,
yeah.
I think
What
I think
religions make you do that? Just
Catholics.
yeah. Mm.
And I think Catholic and Jewish,
Oh
right? I don't know. Isn't that?
well, I know a Jew who failed that test. Then
He's only Jewish. All right, cool. All right, so
oh,
there's one
God.
more to guess, right?
It's getting
Just
hot in
kidding.
here. I need to take this off.
Thanks, Scotty Mitch.
Fucking Scotty Mitchell.
What's your favorite beer and why is it VB?
Oh, I got a funny story about VB. So when we first got to Australia, the hit and run guys picked us up, and Scotty and the crew, and we like pulled over on the side of the freeway. They had to piss or something. I don't know, probably piss. And as we were there, they were like, we should bin some tins. So everybody gets out, and I don't bin tins. I don't shotgun. I barely drink beer at all.
Yeah, Phoebe's not renegading strong zeros with us in
Yeah,
Japan.
nor am I poking the hole with my straight thumb like my husband does. I'll sip on a beer now and then, but I puff tough usually, and that's about it. So we pull over on the side of the road, and they all get their VBs out, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm the only girl as always. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll try it. And I'm trying to be cool. I got my fucking VB. They all shotgun theirs. I go to shotgun mine, and within the first second, fucking suck it up into my nose and start choking, and then just spit VB just everywhere. And of course, Scotty has his fucking camera out, and he recorded me just choking and spitting beer everywhere. It's so embarrassing. First time I'm meeting these guys, I gave it my all and got beer up my nose and fucking spit it
Isn't that
everywhere.
the worst when you're trying to like fit in and impress
Oh, for
people
sure.
you
And
first
then
meet
that
and do
wasn't the
something
worst.
super awkward?
That wasn't the worst of it. Then here comes the hit and run video of Animal Style visiting Australia. And I want to say, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I'm probably in the beginning. There's me choking on the fucking VB, just embarrassing
You put it
myself.
in the video?
He put it in the video. Yeah. It's okay. I forgive you, Scotty Mitchell. But yeah, that's my VB story.
Naomi Dean. Would you rather be? Shout out Naomi.
My favorite.
Would you rather be attacked by one bear-sized duck or 10 duck-sized bears?
10?
Yeah.
10 duck-sized bears or one. Holy shit. Both sounds fucking ducks are
Dude, 10
terrifying as a duck, for one.
10 duck-sized bears.
10 You could just like
I'm
kick them as
tall,
they
so
come,
yeah, I'm
just
just kick
fucking
'em, yeah.
boot them as hard as you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah. If I'm being attacked, you know.
Ducks.
Obviously, like I'll let them live, dude. Let them
Duck-sized
fucking live
bears.
otherwise.
Yeah, could you imagine a duck the size of a bear though? It'd be like whack, 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 just like pecking the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Whew. Naomi, that's fucked up. Yeah, I guess I'd have to go with the 10 duck-sized bears. That's terrifying.
Another one. Thoughts or tips for us youngins and how we cannot burn out in drifting. This is from Bean Horse Bro. Bean. Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna fuck everybody's name up. I'm just gonna spell them all.
I feel like in this day and age, burnout is inevitable, regardless of what the fuck you're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean,
Life is just hard and tiring.
I burn out too.
Yeah, everybody burns out. Drifting is.
You can't avoid it. It's just how do you
that's
come
how you
back
handle
from it?
And yeah, I think it also if you're you're coming to the point where you're feeling burnt out, it might be the time to take a step back and gather yourself and take a break and reassess your situation and your priorities. But yeah, burnout is inevitable. It's going to happen regardless. It's just a matter of how you handle it.
Yeah. So if you also another keep it simple, honestly. Right now I'm getting like super extra complicated with my car fuel system, and I'm just like, why am I doing all this? Like I just want to drive and miss like 2 or 3 events because of it. How do I Jaeger.ruck. How do I convince someone that drifting isn't dangerous or reckless? Pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's
I see how it is, dude. You don't even fucking
Hey, what's
say
up,
hi
dude?
to me anymore, dude. Just come straight for
always
my wife.
stealing the show. Always fucking stealing the show.
I see. You just came for what the goodest fans really want, huh?
Oh, it's her first Palmcast. Hi. She's like, this is bullshit. Put me down. Speaking of burnout.
I'll come hang out after, don't worry.
He just really wanted to come in here and get the snacks that were in here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even say hi before we started this. I was just like, all right, straight to business.
What was the question?
Convince someone that drifting isn't dangerous or reckless.
I think that's extra hard these days with the amount of sideshows that are happening. I know personally in our local newspapers, more times than not, the articles are referring to the sideshows as people spinning donuts and drifting.
Yeah.
And I think that brings a really negative approach to, or look towards drifting, because that's what a lot of people who have no clue think of it as, and they think we're out there with our fully built cars fucking sideshowing and taking over intersections and putting people's lives in danger. But honestly, I think the best way to convince someone is get them to come out to the track and experience what it's like in a safe, controlled environment, which is where most of us do it anyway.
Yeah, that's the only way.
It's the only way. And also, like, I feel like I know personally for us, a lot of our family members and friends in the beginning, like nobody really wanted to come to the track, and there wasn't much support. And it's just like if your nephew, whoever, cousin plays basketball and you would go support them at one of their basketball games, go out to one of their fucking events and watch them drive and support them and see what it's all about. Because clearly there's a reason why we're all obsessed with it and why we keep going back.
I have like a gang of friends that are into cars that like to this day have never come out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, come catch a ride along. And I think like as in the last like couple years, as they can see that I'm like very serious about it, they're more interested in like checking it out. But yeah, in the beginning,
it's also really hard too to try to convince someone it's not dangerous when you're watching a video.
Yeah.
And, you know, you see cars bumping off of each other or crashing into each other or whatnot.
There is no video that someone who's never drifted before will watch and be like, oh, that looks safe.
That looks safe and fun.
Yeah.
But also, like, a lot of people don't realize, too, is you're going fast, but at the same time, you're not going crazy fast. And, like, when, you know, you're in the car with someone and you're recording with your cell phone, them literally bumping into you, you're not really going that fast when the bumping is happening, you know? Like it's dangerous, but it's not at the same time. People riding their fucking motorcycle to work is 1,000 times more dangerous than hopping in the car at the track and going for a ride.
Yeah. Well said. Luke Greco, best quality and comfort award goes to your hoodies. Very pleased.
Ooh, been seeing so many of those Goodest Cast hoodies out there.
Shout out to anyone who done buyed them.
It's always so cool when you go to a different state and you see
people
the Goodest Cast hoodies.
Yeah, it's like, well, I always saw it with like Animal Style or like Heat Maker or whatever, and like doing it on my own feels pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Doing it on your own and also being the only one doing it is pretty fucking cool too. I mean, I don't have a Goodest Cast hoodie yet, but you know, maybe after my second episode, we can get one in there.
Yeah, I'm putting in the order from the last pre-sale, so I'll make sure Phoebe gets one.
I'll take a schmedium.
What size is that? Is that medium or small?
Schmedium.
That's not.
You don't know what a schmedium is?
It's not a size. It's
It's medium.
small medium.
Yeah. It's a small person with hella gains. Schmedium. I just made that up. I just made that up.
That is actually fitting. Also, if you're looking for a personal trainer, Phoebe is.
Things have changed since the last time I was here.
Yeah, she
I
getting
was
that.
slanging weed last time, and now I'm just slanging those gains.
Yeah, if you're trying to get fucking bulked up.
Trying to get abs or a booty.
Yeah.
Get your girl.
Yeah. Or if you're trying to get your girl abs or a booty, hit up Phoebe. Set them up, you know?
Get fit with Phoebe.
Yeah. And she can like convince them that drifting is really cool and that it should definitely be supportive.
Yeah.
That's you
I'll
have to
do
pay
my
extra for
best.
that though.
Yeah.
That's extra.
That's a different charge.
Tom, everybody hates Tom from Crash Style says, who put
Oh.
the D in Super D?
I don't know why you're looking at me. I didn't put the D there.
When Julian named it, I was like, did you name it that on purpose? He's like,
Well, then what was it? There was like Super D,
D cup.
Super D cup.
Yeah, I was like,
Super D party.
Yeah, I was like, did you do this all on purpose? And he's like,
you better be careful searching that on Google.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to add drift to the end of all of that.
Yeah.
Or your parents might get mad.
Super D party.
Mez said, who would win in a Greco-Roman wrestling comp with Mad Mike and Daigo Saito?
The fuck is Greco wrestling mean?
I think Greco is like Roman wrestling. It's like the old school, like oiled up guys.
Oh, oiled up. I don't know.
Fuck, that's a really good. That's a tough question.
We should probably make it happen.
Yeah, let's just
sponsored by the Goodest
Yeah,
Cast.
we're gonna do a pay-per-view episode.
It'll be on the Patreon.
Yeah, it'll be, yeah. Yeah, I'll make one eventually. Because that's what all podcasts do. What's a realistic swap? Raymond FBZ. What's a realistic swap after my KA blows? I'm 19 and don't want to put my life savings for an SR. I mean,
looks like another K for you, buddy.
Yeah. Keep it simple. There's not a lot of options in the life savings not spending department. I had the opportunity to buy a condo when I was like 23. Like my ex-girlfriend's parents were real estate agents and they were like, this is like the bottom. Like you can buy a condo for like $100,000 in where we're at. And it was in San Rafael, like near the Circuit City that I used to work at. And they're like, can you come up with $5,000? Because I needed 5% down for like the, broke, FHA loan or whatever. And I was like, so I sold a bunch of my stuff and I had it. And they were like, can you come up with 10? And I was like, I make $20,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think I'm going to come up with another $5,000? Like, I'm not selling my drift car. And they were like, it would really be better if you did. And I'm just like, can I just do? So like, I didn't do it. I ended up buying an SR with that money. And you know what? Honestly, I don't regret that shit at all.
I missed that car.
Yeah.
Imagine if you still had it.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a pretty down payment on a house or something.
I know. It ended up in a San Jose impound yard.
Ah, don't say that.
Yeah.
Man, that car was sick.
The guys I sold it to left it on the street with like no tags under like a car cover, like straight. It was because I sold the car. I sold the shell. Like I sold the subframes off that thing. Like the car was, and they came and installed front and rear subframes and then called AAA and had them tow it.
Oh my god.
So I felt kind of bad, man. Like they put a bunch of work in, but
I love a good coupe. I would daily a coupe if I could.
Yeah. I mean, I do miss it sometimes. I was looking at some pictures of like old days and feeling nostalgic the other day. I'm gonna say this and my like 50 people be like, dude, get another one, come on. And I'm just like, I'm just not set up for it right now.
Yeah.
Once I have like a house that's mine and I have like my own garage,
you can start your own used car lot like we have.
Yeah, then I'll pick one up and I'll like do it over time. But like right now, my builds have to be fast, and I only have space for one car that can like be down. So that's life. Uh, well, that's not a real question. Gearhead Drew, did you know the male gorilla genitalia is only about an inch and a half long erect? That's not a question.
That does spark a lot of questions, but it's not a question. You think it would be so much bigger just because of how big their bodies are and how big the female bodies are. They have to get real close for an inch and a half.
Yeah.
Gorilla sex is probably pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
There's a show on Netflix called Animal, and they have a whole like ape episode. And it's pretty intense. I watched it on mushrooms not too long ago, and there were some scary ones, I'm not gonna lie.
Uh,
I didn't see any genitalia though, actually, now that I think about it.
well, it's only an inch and a half, you know. They have to get
That's
pretty close
probably
up. Yeah.
They probably still have the ninja hoods too.
Yeah. I wonder, is that a natural
I
thing?
don't
Oh, I wonder.
know.
Unlimited budget. Which closed down classic D course would you resurrect and why? This is from R. Coughlin FTW. Well, at this point, I guess Manami, because it's a gravel track now, and I've been there and I saw people drive there, and I desperately wanted to do it, and I want to. Hopefully, someday I will get to. Fuck, Aaron's not on this one, so the joke's not gonna hit. But Billy Sutton says, "Has Aaron ever been to Germany?"
What does
so,
that mean?
so when we went to the East Coast for Blood Masters, on our way to we had one last night in a hotel before we flew back in the morning, and we were checking in, and this hotel was like gutter, like the people who worked there were just like had it, like absolutely had it. The room that they gave us, Julian walked in and was like, yo, we can't sleep, like we can't sleep in here. Like it smelled like ammonia because they just like
Ew.
cleaned like
A
a
dead
crime
body.
scene out of it. Dude, it was crazy. So the guy at the counter, like Billy was like talking to him or whatever, and he's like, Billy's Billy's English, you know, he's got an accent or whatever, and like Billy was like talking to him about something, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, well, have you ever been to Germany?" And Billy's just like, "What the fuck?" It was like out of nowhere. The room that we got was next to like some like a drug dealer room where they were just like selling drugs all night. It was like in Philly, like near the
Good old
airport.
drift adventures.
Yep, you
Shitty
know.
hotels never fail you.
Yep, it was a good time. We had fun though.
Oh, Billiam. Miss that guy.
Me too. Sideways MX5. He's trying to come back, dude. They made it hard for people to.
I know. I used to offer for him to marry Julian so he could come back, but then we went and got married. So now we have to find somebody else for Billy to marry. Any takers? Let us know. He's a great guy.
Hey, any ladies want to marry a
Irish Englishman. Not sure if he's circumcised or not, but we could figure that out for you if that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, we can just get it done if it's a deal breaker.
Yeah, we'll have it done for you.
I feel like Billy would cut his.
If that's what it takes to get him into the States, I think he'd be down.
Billy would chop his turtleneck off to come over here.
For sure.
If he had one.
Yeah. If he
Maybe
did.
we can talk. Also, if you would marry him for him to do some wild shit, let us know. Yeah.
We'll try to figure it out.
Yeah. I'll load the middleman this.
On your next Goodest Cast.
Sideways MX5 says, "Is spaghetti a salad?"
Spaghetti's disgusting.
Spaghetti, like, really?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the fucking.
Do you like pasta in general?
Yeah, but like something about spaghetti
Oh, hot
noodles, they're
take.
like kind of hard and like
Al dente.
yeah.
I like the hard noodles. That's what she said. Kevin Pinto says, most annoying car trend at the moment. Takeovers.
Takeovers for sure. I got stuck in one a while ago. I'm like coming home. It was like midnight. And at first I couldn't really figure out what was going on. I was in the Lexus, not the Subaru, which was disappointing. But I pull up and I'm like, what is going on? I see all these kids running through the intersection. And then I realize it's a sideshow. And there's like a GMC with like 5 kids in the back spinning the most ridiculous, sad fucking donuts I've ever seen. And then there was like a Camaro or some fucking bullshit trying to spin donuts too. And it was just like so erratic and uncontrolled and just like messy. Like I'd never wished I was in my drift car so fucking bad so I could just go there and show those fools what's
Every time
up
I
and
see
just
one, I'm just
leave.
like,
Yeah, you guys are
oh,
pathetic.
hold
Learn
on.
how to fucking drive. A donut is not that fucking difficult. Like take your fucking GMC and go home and get the fuck out of my way. I'm trying to go home. Like it was so sad. And then there's all these kids like videoing it thinking it's so sick and I was just like, you guys are lame. And I tried to wait it out so I could go through. And if I was in the Subaru, I would have just driven right through, but I was in the shitty slow GS. So I waited, and like 15 minutes went on and it was still going. And I was like, all right, I'm going
Yeah.
to turn around and get the fuck out of here before everybody panics and then I get caught up in some bullshit. So I ended up turning around and having to go a different way because it just went on forever. But all you fucking takeover fools, learn how to drive.
You heard it here. Phoebe doesn't play. What does style mean to you guys? Same person. I don't know. Everybody's style is a preference, I guess. That's a I don't know how to answer that. Next question.
Yeah, it's
Jeff Stoneback, please come back to the East Coast. I just saw him last night.
such a nice guy.
I drank Jameson with him, and then we got burritos, and it was really nice.
That's what took you so long to get here today.
It is.
Oh yeah, Jeff is such a
Jeff
good
knows
guy.
how to have a good time, you know.
I know. I'm bummed he was so close, but yet so far at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 2+ hours for you guys.
Yeah,
And I only hung out with him for like a couple hours, so it's been like,
we definitely need to plan an East Coast trip.
yes, definitely.
I hear a dog barking. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Wondering if my husband's paying attention to the puppy or if she's running rampant through the house.
She's definitely running rampant.
Chewing on my custom Air Max.
Rampant. Is it worth overworking yourself on cars? Overworking yourself? This is from CFG Photo. Overworking yourself. Yes.
Yeah, because
driving's always worth it.
You'll have those moments where it's fucking blood, sweat, and tears. You hate it. Everything is going wrong, whatever it may be. But then there's that moment when you finish a drift day and you're saying goodbye to all your friends and you have a smile ear to ear and you're so fucking happy and you had so many sick runs or whatever it may be. And I think those moments always seem to outweigh the tough moments.
Yeah, absolutely. And some days you'll grind and you'll make it to the event and your car will break and you'll just be like, why the fuck do I do this? But
yeah,
you gotta just
but then you stay, you cheer on the homies, you ride with them, you have fun, and it's still a good time that you had.
Yeah, and like making an effort is never a bad thing. You get out of stuff what you put in. So if you're putting in a lot, you're gonna get a lot out of it eventually. Maybe not right away, but yeah. Cookie.frl. How accurate are games like Assetto Corsa?
Oh, that guy follows me. Dude, I don't know. I feel like those games are so fucking hard compared to real driving. Like, I know I can connect a course in real life, but I get on that shit and I'm like, do I even know how to drift? Like, have I ever driven a car before?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that's the case for a lot of people who have done it and like actually drift and then try it. Like, you should be like, well, I should be able to do this without batting an eye.
Not feeling the momentum or the speed or the slowing, I think, is what's hard for me.
It is definitely different. Good or bad, it's hard to say, but like it's not an exact replica, and I it's getting closer as time goes on, but it's still missing some of the key things. Like VR will never give you G-forces.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point they'll figure out a way to do it, but you know, luckily we do a sport where there is a simulator. Like imagine people who ride motocross or BMX. Like there's no BMX simulator. There's no skateboarding simulator. There's ones where you can use your fingers to, there's like Skater XL and shit like that. But
Our setup is pretty ridiculous because it's set up for Julian, who's 6'7", and I'm
it's great for me.
5'4" almost.
Yeah.
So when I would like to play, I have to have 2 pillows behind me. I have to sit on 2 pillows, and then I I push the pedals with just the tips of my toes because they don't come closer, and then the steering wheel's usually like right about here. So it's really fun for me to play. Not at all.
Sarcasm. Sam Street, what keeps you going?
Sammy.
What keeps you going?
Who fucking knows at this point? Fuck. It's a sickness, I feel.
Yeah. I would say the desire to progress. I don't know. It's like, what else am I gonna do at this point?
Yeah. Well,
I,
like I just mentioned, the desire to progress and have fun, but also those moments that you share with your friends on drift adventures are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
And we're not necessarily traveling the world or going on these exaggerant trips. You know the word I'm trying to say. But we're still having, like the funnest time with our friends and creating memories that we wouldn't have otherwise. And I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah.
Like even if we are in Methford at this shitty hotel eating fucking pita pit 5 times in a row, it's still so worth it, and it's so much fun. And
Julian
those
loves
are the
pita
moments
pit.
I love the most. Yeah, some pita pit never.
If you want to
fails.
sponsor the podcast, let me know. What keeps me going? Yeah, I don't know, camaraderie, the competition of like progressing with friends, like while it's like, being it's mainly just I think the thing that keeps me going is like I want to be able to keep up with, not compete, but like keep up with my group of friends who are all constantly pushing what they can do. um and when you have that, then you can't really take long breaks or decide. The times where I did take long breaks was to like better my situation so that I could
Which
have.
sometimes you have to do. There's
Yeah,
no choice. Like you
absolutely.
can't choose drifting over surviving in life because you won't be able to continue to drift if
Yeah,
you're not settled and taking care of your day-to-day shit.
a lot of the decisions I've made in my life have been drifting as like either one of the biggest deciding factors or a deciding factor. Like job stuff, where I live is a good example.
It's the one sacrifice.
Yeah. But I mean, I that's a sacrifice I'm making for somebody else. But you have to do that, like you can't just only set up your life for one thing and not
And
include
just for
other people.
yourself, yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, that wasn't really an answer to your question, but it was some words. Thoughts on Manami changes, garage star yeeting, shed light on a proper two-way differences. I mean, it's a lot of questions. It's from Jax T40SX. Manami changes, sad. Said that earlier. Garage star leaving. I mean, Ken just wanted out, Let him do his thing.
He left his mark.
Yeah.
Good guy. He'll
Yeah.
always be around.
Yeah.
He'll always be a homie.
Yeah. Two-way diff differences. Man, there's like a million places for that and conversations, and it's hard. Yeah, we talk about that all the time
I
on
only
here.
know welded diff only.
Yeah. Let's see.
Can we take a pee break?
Yeah.
I need to check on this puppy also. I feel like this is bad.
And we're back.
Back in action.
Jawser asks, if each of Animal Style team members were an animal, which animal would they be?
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna get real insulting, I think.
Well, if Julian were an animal, I'd say a giraffe.
Ah.
He kind of looks like a giraffe when he runs. Sorry, babe. Owl. A penguin.
Ooh, good call.
Um,
Because he's always wearing a suit.
yes. Penguino.
Is that how you say penguin in Spanish?
I don't know. I think it is.
That's a good guess.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's a conversation we've already had, and that's why I said that. Sorry, Al. I don't know what. Don't mind the puppy. I don't know what she's eating. I'm just gonna let her have it.
Just some trash. It's okay.
Some plant leaves.
Yeah.
Pia. Pia, your dad is failing us right now.
Yeah.
He's not watching you.
Damn it, Julian.
What animal would you be, Pommy?
I like penguins. I'm kind of sad. Okay.
Maybe like a koala.
I feel like it'd be like a lemur or something.
A lemur.
Yeah.
A meerkat.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they're lanky and
Yeah.
have big eyes. I feel like Jason would be a dog.
Jason would just be like the sweetest golden retriever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. That'd be easier. What kind of dog is everyone from the whole
What
team?
breed of dog?
Yeah.
Pia, please stop eating things.
She's just hungry. She wants a salad.
I'd be a beagle because I'm a pain in the ass. Just like Pia. Pia.
I don't know. This question's hard. Next question. Pia. Danny Wyman just says weed. Ha 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 ha.
I feel like that's directed at me. I'm so happy to not be in the weed industry anymore, but that does not mean that weed is no longer a part of my life.
You're not now you don't have to say like cannabis and flower and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're not in the
like
industry.
Pot and weed.
You can say all the dirty.
Cron bomb dank.
Myron wants to know what's our favorite Myron song.
Definitely the Animal Style Anthem, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, is there any
But
question?
I know many of them because it's all Julian listens to.
Yeah, it's true. We'll be in the shop and like there'll be like a Myron break and then like eventually like he'll go to his phone and then you'll just like hear Myron again.
He's definitely a favorite in this household.
I'm curious what like the percentage, like if Julian is a top, like because you know like Spotify has like top listeners
Yeah,
or like Apple Music or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. How do I grow up big and strong by Playboy Hoagie? Get trained by Phoebe.
Yep. Eat your greens. Drink lots of water.
Stevie wants to know, how do I get rid of Tom? I don't know. Have an adult conversation.
Maybe some like penicillin or something. What's a Tom?
He was the starter. He was the starter at the comp. You know the guy with the silly glasses?
Yeah. I liked that guy.
Yeah, he's fun.
Why would you want to get rid of him? He was funny.
Yeah.
Little.
Good Boy Media wants to know, how do I get tall?
Sorry, my dog is chewing on the loudest thing.
Genetics is how you get tall.
Yeah.
How do you get tall? You have babies with a tall person, and then your next generation gets tall. She's like, no, I don't want it. Let's see. What else do we got here? What are your biggest inspirations in terms of car style? Greetings from Portugal. I mean, if it's not... Hello. This is from... Never done this. What's this say? Car style. I mean, like, our team overall, I would say probably...
Gahulamir?
Guhulamir
We're probably the dumbest animal style
7213. Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
The dumbest ones.
Julian's really good at reading and spelling and
Everything.
shit. Did you know he used to win spelling bees?
Yeah, I did. I met him at a spelling bee.
You met him in a spelling bee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told that on the
Yeah, on the last one. He won that spelling bee also.
You were like,
Yeah, I was like, I need a copy off that guy's work. Pia!
Carso, I mean, the team probably burst. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Literally like a team of S chassis and
Yeah.
all
Wild.
very similar
Wild
stuff
win.
and driving and yeah, there you go. So I got like a couple from Lane. Explain in any level of detail the concept behind Goodest. I just want to like keep it silly. Like
Keep it palmy.
yeah, I'm just a big goofy dude, and I like kind of didn't want like I'm not really like that good at making serious shit. Like every time I try and go and make something like cool and serious, it always ends up goofy as fuck. So I figure why not just start there?
Yeah. I like the Goodest. It's very light.
Yeah.
You can have a serious conversation on the Goodest Cast, or you can have a very inappropriate conversation on the Goodest
It's
Cast.
true.
And all is okay.
Yep.
All of it's the goodest.
Yeah. Like we're not the best, we're the goodest. That was kind of
the Goodest Palmcast.
that's where it came from. I definitely had a lot of other dumb names. I can't remember any of them. What does it take to be the goodest? What constitutes being goodest? Don't try too hard, I guess, would be the, have fun, try and, definitely try, but don't try too hard.
Don't forget who you are.
Yeah.
Don't change who you are to be the best. Stay who you are and be the goodest.
How does goodest distinguish itself from greatest, bestest, worstest, adequatest, etc.? Why is the significance of that distinction, if any? Dude, some big fucking big brain questions.
This is deep.
So the distinction between greatest and goodest is great is to good as to, I don't know what I'm saying. Same thing. Good. We're not trying to fucking change the world here. How does the concept of goodest apply to drifting? That's a typical. That's a not a typical question. That's kind of hard to answer. Like,
I feel like all drifting is kind of goodest in a way.
yeah,
Because drifting is so like, it's not necessarily half-assed, but it's like good enough. Like,
Yeah.
get your car
goodest.
good enough to tech.
You can get your car. The person who's getting their car the best isn't necessarily going to like have the most fun.
Yeah.
But if you get your car goodest and you drive goodest, like
it's a good time.
Yeah. And sometimes you might drive the best you've ever driven, but
still might only be the goodest out there.
Yeah. Depending on who you're comparing yourself to, which you shouldn't do, but also do that so that you can push yourself. A job well done this year, Palmer. Thanks for all the hours of entertainment.
Good job, Pommy. We're all so proud.
We out here. 2 years of this shit. I'm glad people enjoy this. I would have stopped doing this a while ago if people didn't like tell me that they actually enjoyed it. So. Anyway, validation.
Who knows how much they'll enjoy this episode. We're trying. We're doing the goodest we can. Okay.
Yeah, this is a new concept. We'll see how it goes.
It's like
see
a
how
doggy
like
daycare around here on top of it.
Yeah, if you enjoy it, let me know. Let Phoebe know. And follow us on all the social medias, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube and all that other fucking shit everybody says. Topic: East versus West, breakdown of difference between drifting in Japan and in the States, and setup and mentality approach, and how to set your car up to drive more aggressively like Naoki and the Animal Style team. From Nick.
Oh, Nick.
That's a long question. I don't know. They've just been doing it longer. Like they're in like a different wave than we're in, like as a whole. So like, I mean, they're 10 years ahead of us, pretty much. So they're already at the point where like there's old guys who've been doing it since they were 20, and they're like 45, 50 years old. Like we just don't. I mean, we have like a couple of those, but it's not like the majority.
And not to mention, also, Japan is on such a different level when it comes to commitment and giving it their all and doing what they do 110% every single time.
Yeah.
To where I feel like here in America, it's a little different. Maybe a tad bit lazier in ways.
We're
Not
def-
everyone, but like it's a different mentality, I feel like.
the U.S. is definitely a lot more focused on build. I think like there's a lot of fabricators and car builders and people like we just have space to like build cars and take the time to like redo stuff, and it's like that's kind of like part of our culture is build, like put a lot but like do a lot of building, and then over there it's like they're very into like the nuance of like small details of one thing, I would say. uh she's just chewing on something over
I'm
there.
sorry, excuse me. My puppy's chewing. Oh, shit, sorry. What is that?
What you got?
No. This is what you chew on.
um
Like a damn single mom around here.
yeah, single mom life. Yeah, I mean that one, just go there. You just got to go and see and be involved. Like it's really hard to explain the differences without to like you can talk about it all day, but there's no there's no way to describe it until you see it. It's just like watching anything in videos. Let's see. I think we're like getting through them. Yeah. Jason says, "When you doing it, boy?" Which I don't know. I don't know what that's in reference to. So, hi, Jason. What was it? Oh, this is a good one. What was it like first moving out, paying bills? What would you do differently?
Uh, there, Julian and I's first move out um, situation was a little different than most, but we were making a lot of money, and I feel like I wish we would have done more with that money when we had it rather than blow it and spend it on partying and going out and having fun. He could have probably put that towards building his car and made it happen a lot faster. But that's part of being young and learning and figuring
Yeah.
out how to be an adult. Like I know, for instance, we have a younger friend that we've been drilling lately on what he should do and what he shouldn't do. And exact words, I told him I wish I had someone older telling me what
Yeah.
to do and what not to do, because
Yeah.
that would have helped a ton. Not that we would have necessarily listened, but it would have been nice to have someone to look up to and help guide us in the right direction rather than figuring out life the hard way. But yeah, I mean, just going out on your own is something you have to navigate yourself, and you got to figure out what works and what doesn't. No one can give you the exact answers.
Yeah, I would say if you're in a situation where you're being forced, um, you know, make it so that you're not, like obviously you're gonna have to change your lifestyle quite a bit. If you're not being forced and you have some time,
Stay. Stay home.
say I just save where you can. Like life gets expensive really fast.
No matter what, always make sure you're situated and you're good before your drift car, before anything else, before anybody else. Make sure you're taken care of and you're good.
Yeah.
You have food on your plate, money in your account for your bills.
Yeah, I've never
You're
missed like a rent payment for
Yeah,
drifting
there's
or
nothing more
like my
important than
bills.
being secure in the place you call home. And I cannot stress that enough. I've been without a home, I've been in shitty homes, I've lived and seen it all, and the most important thing you can do for yourself is have a secure place to call home and make that first and foremost, and everything else will kind of fall into place around that. Never put your drift car or a drift event or anything before being settled and being good yourself.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
think when you come from a place where sometimes you're unsure of your living situation, you make sure that that's covered before you do anything
And it
else.
might be nice to use drifting as an escape and, to want to impulsively put everything you got into drifting to not deal with whatever you got going elsewhere, but it's far more worth it to make sure that you're secure and you're set in your own situation first before you throw everything into drifting. Like Julian, we've sacrificed a lot for him to get to where he is. And, we've lived in some shitty places, but he's never missed a rent bill. We've never missed our bills. We've never been behind on stuff. That shit's always gotten taken care of first. And if anyone can put, shit, important shit in front of drifting, Julian can do it. You can do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah. Take care of your shit. Don't rack up $1 million in credit card debt and then be fucked and not be able to do it anymore.
yeah.
That question was from Dorito Burrito.
Dorito burrito.
Um, yeah, that was a good one. Well, yeah, I remember moving out. I was 23, I think. Yeah, I was like 23, and I did not prepare well. I had like no money saved up, and it really fucked me up with drifting. Like I couldn't do it. Like I remember. So I like I got fired from my job, and then I was on unemployment, and I went to coding school, and then my girlfriend and I of 5 years broke up, and I was in like a rough spot, right? Like I was living off credit cards, like completely living off credit cards at that point because my unemployment was over. I was like trying to find a job, and when that happened, and the my ex girlfriend and I broke up, I was like super down, and I'll remember this probably forever. But Julian and Jason came. Al let me borrow a turbo, and because my turbo was blown up on my car, Julian and Jason came and like helped me swap a turbo on my SR in the rain, like pouring rain. Like the ground was completely soaked, and like you gotta lay on the ground to do a turbo. And so like that was yeah, I didn't have like $50 to like do anything, and it was just like I think I drove my car to the track with like no plates on it because it was like not that far, and I was just like I need this right now. And every once in a while you can do that, but if you're doing that constantly, like you need to reevaluate.
Well, yeah, and there also becomes a point in life where it's like back then you had less to lose, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
whatever, if my car gets impounded, I'll figure out how to get it out and,
Yeah.
whatever, not that big of a deal. To where once you start getting older and you start maturing, it's like, fuck, I need this car to get to work, to make money, to pay my bills. And if I lose this car, I lose my job, I lose, like the sacrifice becomes more and more as you get older and you start maturing. So it's okay to do those wild things every now and then to get you through that tough spot or whatever. But
Yeah. So I mean, if you're young and you have time, like don't sell all your shit off and start over, but like maybe put stuff on hold or try and keep it simple and put
Or
some money away.
don't buy wheels for a car that's not going to run anytime soon. Or, you know, like don't buy parts for the car that aren't necessary to get the car going.
Yeah,
Even if it is a good deal or it's a sick thing to have. Like,
I've been doing that lately where I'm like, okay, ooh, this is a good deal. And then you're like,
I'm not going to lie to you. We had wheels sitting in our living room. Oh, yeah, don't worry, babe. I have the puppy. Thanks. She's already destroyed the podcast. Our first apartment, we had 4 wheels that sat in our living room that we didn't have a car for them to go on, but they were a good deal. And we, and Julian bought them and we had them and they sat for like a year with no fucking car to go on, and eventually ended up getting sold and never even made it onto a car. But yeah, if you can avoid making poor decisions like that.
if it was at a profit, that was an investment.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he might argue otherwise.
Since starting this podcast, have you learned anything new about yourself through it? Yeah. Learn a lot of stuff. I listen to myself talk all the time, which is fucking weird. If you ever want to like really learn who you are, record yourself talking. I think what we've done, like over 30 episodes, and each of them are like at least 2 hours long, so that's 60 hours, probably closer to like 90 hours of me talking,
listening to yourself, editing, listening to it again.
So you pick up like, hey, that's you stole like you totally do this, you say like way too much, it's like all this really interesting stuff. But yeah, through the podcast, I don't know, I've learned that like I can talk to people that I wouldn't necessarily, I mean, like I wasn't like socially awkward or anything, but I definitely found it difficult to talk to people that I like looked up to, I guess, that I'd never talked to before. That was like something that I would struggle with before, and like now I'm just like, hey, what's up, other than that, like starting a business and selling merch all over the world, which is still blows my mind. Like anybody who bought this shit, like it means the world to me. You know, making something that people actually enjoy and want is a nice feeling and a nice like a reminder that if you see something, if there's something that you really enjoy and you feel like you could do it also, like I've done it with drifting, but I haven't done it with anything else. So like if you I don't know, if you feel like there's something that you really like I don't know, you're obsessed with, like I listen to a lot of podcasts, like that when I used to commute a lot, and that was like the only thing that kept me sane. And when I did Billy and Mez's podcast, I was like, oh, this is it. Like it was the same feeling that I got from riding in a drift car that was tandeming for the first time. I was like, oh, this is it. Like I have to do this.
I think also it's, for a long time you've enjoyed entertaining people, you've always enjoyed making people laugh, you've enjoyed having the commentary on the video camera when you're filming, and you wanted to do the stand-up thing for a minute, and that was something that you wanted to do, and you've created this podcast and have kind of been able to incorporate your own form of entertainment for people and prove to yourself that you're good at it, and people enjoy it, and people, you enjoy making people laugh, and people are laughing and having a good time and enjoying this and asking for more. And that's the accomplishment in its own right. Like you've done it. You got up here, you got a mic, you're entertaining, you're making people laugh, people are coming back for more, you're creating new friends, you're crossing boundaries you never thought you'd be able to do. Like you're doing it. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely nice. It's nice. I'll just say that. Yeah, it's I mean, like, and if you're listening to this and you like or just getting into drifting or getting into whatever, and there's like that thing that you like. And it's really hard to know when you like stumble upon something that you're like, okay, this is something that I enjoy enough to pursue. Like, don't mute that. Like, don't be like, I probably can't do it. Because if drifting taught me anything, it's like when you run into something that you're like, this is it. Like, I like this. Like, I want to continue to do this. Don't give up on that, because those are the things that are gonna like carry you through the like weird times and the hard times. And like, I'll be honest, man, this podcast shit is really stressful. And like scheduling things and the time it takes, and I'll be like, oh fuck, it's Sunday night. I gotta like edit and upload all this shit, and it's like I just want to like watch a movie and chill. But it's like, all right, well, I gotta like I have to do it, because if I don't do it today, then I'm not gonna do it tomorrow because I'm gonna be working. And uh it definitely takes work, but it's yeah, I learned that you know, if you put in the effort and you have good friends around you that are like willing to help you with this stuff, like I mean, honestly, like this wouldn't be what it is without all of the fucking awesome people that have been on this podcast. Um so like
And you're never going to regret doing something for yourself that you enjoy doing. Like
yeah.
even though it's Sunday and you want to watch a movie, you're never going to regret. Never going to be, damn, I wish I wouldn't have edited that episode and released it.
Yeah.
Like it's inconvenient for the moment, but the other shit's not going anywhere. And you're never going to regret doing something that makes you happy and you enjoy doing. Something to look forward to. Everybody has to have something to look forward to in life, or what is life?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like my life has changed since I started doing this. And in a way where like I have less time than I've ever had. Because like between the like keeping my car up and running and driving and events and my full-time job and this, like it definitely
And
gets
your relationship and raising a puppy
yeah.
and being a normal adult.
Yeah, like keep and hanging out with friends and making time for people. And like it's definitely been taxing at times where I don't think like I'm not going to do this anymore, but I do wonder like how can I keep doing this? And you just find ways to simplify, you know, how things work, and try and make things as easy as possible so that you can spend time, with your friends or whatever. But I think that in itself is helping me in a lot of other portions of life. Like, yeah.
Well, at least this is something that you can do and it's still enjoyable. This, few hours that we're going to be chatting this isn't the hard part. The hard part is
Yeah.
getting home and editing it and scheduling people and worrying about if you're inconveniencing the person you're asking,
Yeah.
when should we do this? What date? What works for you? And then back
Yeah.
and forth. Like, because I know you and I know your personality and you're not someone that wants to bug anyone or inconvenience anyone
That's
or,
definitely the hardest part.
like take time away from their day. But you find ways to make it work, like you said, and that's life in general, right? That's drifting, that's any hobby that you have. You find ways to make it work, you find ways to do things more efficiently, you figure out what works better for you, you try, you fail, you try again. It's all part of doing what you love and
Yeah.
living this crazy life on top of it.
I think in the last like couple months doing this, and then like also through some personal stuff, I realized I need to be less accommodating to make it work, to be able to maintain doing this. So like, and that sounds kind of weird, but like I'm a very accommodating person. If you know,
And you being less accommodating, I don't think is inconveniencing anybody else. It's just creating a healthy boundary that's
yeah,
going to work for you in your situation and that person.
yeah,
Like instead of saying, we can record whenever,
yeah,
you say, we can record between these days and this is what works for me. And that doesn't make a difference to the person on the other end.
yeah.
That's just how life is.
I made that mistake a lot in the beginning. I was just be like, whenever you want, because it's like if somebody I really want to get on the podcast, I'm like, I will do anytime, and then they're just like, all right, I guess like Sunday, and I'm like, oh, Sunday I'm busy. It's like if you,
Yeah.
yeah, through this I've definitely learned like the more direct you are and like here is the
Communicative.
yeah, here are the here are the things, you know. I like yeah. So if you tell people I guess it's like an art, it's an art that I'm still very much working on, but like being able to tell people what you need without being abrasive, but also not, being too accommodating
Sacrificing your
and
needs.
sacrificing your needs all the time. And that's across the board is helping me with drifting and work and all this stuff. So like I would say if there's like a way that you can figure that out for yourself, or if you're one of those people who you feel like you're just like super accommodating all the time, definitely consider,
Boundaries are always healthy. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, creating boundaries for yourself and what will work and will not work for you is one of the best things you can do for yourself.
yeah.
You're cutting out so much of the nonsense and the back and forth. And especially with your situation and with a lot of the car people that you're dealing with, like it's up to you, man. What's up to you? Well, I'm here,
Yeah.
like it's just back and forth. And that's why last time all the guys were up and I was trying to help you plan the podcast. I was like, this is the time we have. This is what we can do. Yes or no. Like the guys are here. I have them still for the second. Like
Yeah.
it's just trying to organize multiple moving pieces is always a challenge.
Yeah, plus everybody in drifting, or not everybody, but a lot of drifting people are super ADHD.
Yeah,
Like so
for
it's
sure.
just
For sure.
herding cats. But whatever. I don't know. Yeah. Definitely boundaries. Definitely like set, you know, times where you're like, okay, this is when I'm gonna work on X, this is work and I'm gonna work on Y. Cause like for the longest time with the podcast, I would, as soon as like a drift event came up, I would just be like, not working on that. Like, fuck the podcast. I want to go drifting. And so that would, kind of give me like an absence of episodes. And then I'd make the drift event, and then I'm like, oh, I haven't like put out an episode in 3 weeks. I gotta like record something, and then I'm scrambling trying to find people, and I haven't scheduled anything, and it's just like, um, just in the last like I don't know month or two, I kind of like figured out a system that works a little better, and so hopefully it'll be more consistent and it'll be a little less strenuous. But um, yeah, doing stuff on your own is a challenge. Like I mean, I don't know if everybody listened to the one that I did with Julian when I was pretty much like commending him on all of the stuff that he's trying to do all the time. Like I always give him a hard time for like forgetting to remind or like like a lot of the time there'd be like a drift event and he'd be like it'd be like a week before, he's like, oh, are you gonna go to that? I'm like, you never even told me about it, man. And I'd be frustrated, but at the same time it's like, okay, he's trying to do, now that I'm doing it, it's like, okay, you're just juggling.
You're juggling and there's going to be times where you fall off or you lose track of something and it gets put on the back burner. And it's the same thing with fitness, eating healthy, creating, positive daily habits. Just because you fall off doesn't mean that you have to completely quit that routine or completely give up. You can
Yeah.
fall off, you can have a bad day, you can have a bad week, whatever it may be. Just because you fell off or you fucked up and you ate unhealthy or you didn't work out for a couple of days or you didn't work on your drift car for a couple of days doesn't mean that you can't get right back on and continue from that day on forward and try to maintain that routine and continue those positive habits that help your life come together more cohesively. It's just a bad day, not a bad life.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been working on that myself and like eating better and taking care of my body, like all that stuff is definitely, it helps negate some of the like stresses of trying to do a lot. And like shit, I mean, even just like like I don't play video games. I like I get on a Assetto like when I can, but a lot of my time is dedicated to this and drifting. And if you feel like you don't have time or whatever, like there's always there's always priorities that we make in our lives. And if you decide like, hey, I want to drift and I want to drift at a level and I want to drift all the time, like that time has to go to making money and getting, working on your car and, keeping things simple, and that's kind of what I've learned in the last like couple years is I was like, oh, like I'll go on trips and I can go out to dinner and it's fine, like, whatever. And then like drift event rolls around and you're like, fuck, I don't even think I can get there. Like I can't buy tires, and it's like, you know, priorities. But
And
as you get older and you realize you have like less time on the planet, you really find out what's important. And if that's drifting, or whatever that is, then shit, put the time into that.
And don't be afraid to communicate that with the people in your life and the people that you love, your friends, your teammates, your significant other, whatever it may be. Like, it's okay that shit didn't go to plan, but let the people in your life that are involved know, like, this is what the situation I'm struggling. This is whatever the situation may be. There's not anyone that's not going to understand and be able to give you, some advice or just some support in general, and let you know that it's okay. It's just a shitty time. You're going to get through it. Or it's okay that you're not going to make this event, even though you busted your ass for the fucking month straight before and it
Yeah,
just
at
didn't
least you
all come
tried.
together. Yeah. And don't be afraid to reach out and let people know and communicate that with them, because your friends are going to be the ones, friends, family, whoever it may be, your people closest to you are going to be the ones to help you get through it and to help you realize that this situation's not the end of the world, whatever it may be,
Yeah,
like,
it's not all beers and high fives.
yeah. And it's okay to be down or to not be good, be fucking stressed, depressed, whatever it may be. But, let your people help you and let people know what you're going through, because it's nice to have a support system. And
Yeah.
so many people try to hold that shit in and not, not let anybody know what they're going through or try to hide it and just tough it out. And you don't necessarily always have to do that.
Yeah.
It's,
Time will pass. Things will
this
get better.
this too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
As a personal trainer, I've been really trying to embrace all those cheesy fucking quotes,
Rome
that
was
they say,
not built in a day.
you're only one workout away from a good mood. I send that to one of my clients. I'll send him things like that. He's also like a really good friend, and I'll send him cheesy shit and he'll respond with just fuck you. Or like just like, like go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you would be surprised what other people's struggles are that you think have like your dream life. So
For sure.
fucking just enjoy the shit that you got and make it work for you. And if like you're in a situation where, like, I don't know, if you can't afford to go drifting, buy a sim rig because it's close enough, and get Discord and make some friends, and you know do it that way.
Or just enjoy your outside life. Not everything has to be about drifting. If you can't make an
Yeah.
event, instead of sitting on your simulator, go outside, go for a hike, go hang out with your friends that aren't drift people. We all have friends that aren't drifters.
Get off.
We all have those people on the
Get,
other side of our lives that don't care about cars, or want to go skate with you, or want to go hiking, or what the fuck
it's
ever, fishing, whatever it may
yeah.
be. Like, enjoy other parts of your life too, because
Keep those
constantly
friends around.
focusing on drifting is what's going to cause that burnout and what's going
Yeah.
to make you feel bitter towards it or unmotivated. Like, taking a step back and enjoying your outside life and other things in life is what helps keep you fresh and motivated. And also, like, don't let drifting take over your life to where you lose those other relationships and you lose the people in your life that aren't drifters, because we've been through phases like that too, where drifting's just so consuming. You only see your drift friends, and then you have these lifelong friends you've known since preschool that are like, hey, remember me? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see you too, I want to hang out. And
Yeah. Keep a couple of the close non-drift friends.
yeah.
That's important. I have those, and it's just like sometimes you're like, yeah, man, let's
Helps remind you that
let's go
not
on.
everything is about drifting.
It's also yeah, it keeps you like level
Yeah.
for sure. You're like, all right, yeah, we'll go on a hike, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
And then once you're out there, you're like, this isn't so bad.
yeah, like I have so much to do
The
on my
air doesn't
car.
smell like burning rubber, but it's nice. I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah. This drift life is interesting.
It is, but we wouldn't be where we are without the group of friends that we have and the people that we have in our lives
Yeah.
supporting us and
Yeah, the circle is important.
picking us back up when things are shit and everything's falling apart, which
Yeah.
everybody has those situations. Nobody's
It's
life is
true.
perfect.
That's true.
Everybody, you may think someone has your dream life and is living the best life ever, and their shit is still a mess on the inside. Like, don't let them fool you.
Who, me?
Well, I don't know. Life is good.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's a good way to end it.
Yeah.
Phoebe with the fucking this life advice is not free. You gotta PayPal her
Yeah.
$5, everybody.
Hit me up on the panty site. I don't even have one. I'm just talking shit. I don't even actually have that anymore. But if you're interested, let me know. I could start it back up again.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm making some dirty panties as we sit here right now.
Oh my god.
Oh, they just got dirtier. No, I'm just kidding. Glad to be back.
Yes.
It's the goodest cast I've ever been on.
Yeah. This is the only cast you've ever been on.
No.
Oh, you have. You
I've
went
done
on. You went on
others.
the Drift Kitchen one.
Yeah, I went on the Drift Kitchen.
I listened to
one.
that. Drifting podcasts.
I don't know why anyone would want to listen to me. I tried listening to my last episode with you, and just the sound of my voice, I was like, "Ooh, goodbye." Thumbs downed it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. What is it though about hearing your own voice that just makes you cringe?
I mean, I'm doing it right now, so
yeah, I'm like, is this what you guys have to deal with all the time?
It's not. You have a nice voice.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
No one likes their own voice. Just like, fuck, what's a good analogy? No one likes everything that came into my head was like super fucking wrong. Everything like it was just all of it was like, don't say that, don't say that.
No one likes their own face, but other people like your face.
Yeah, I mean, my face is okay. Actually, a bunch of people keep sending me this fucking video, this like ugly dude doing a weird dance, and they're like, "Hey, bro, is this you?" Every time, and then it's just like, "Do I look like that? That's terrible." Yeah.
Let me see him. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. They always send me that dude who like reviews like hoagies and shit. You know, the guy from New York that's like, one of them for your sister. It's fucking 5 out of 10 Maroons, like, or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Never seen
He's
him.
funny, but I can't tell if they're sending it to me because we kind of look similar and he's funny, or we just look the same. Also, everyone always sends me that video of the dude doing like the fucking it's like some video game dance, like at a basketball game. Like he's like eating, and then they like put the camera on him, and he gets up and does the dance. But he's like super lanky, and I'm just like, I mean, yeah, fucking.
We're not all the same, okay?
Yeah.
Some have long torsos and short legs. Some have long legs and short torsos.
That's me.
Some have long legs and short torsos and long necks. We're all different.
Yeah, this is a fucking white lanky guy doing weird shit. Doesn't mean it's me, but it could be. Now that I say that, I'm gonna like be some viral fucking video, whatever.
We can only hope.
Hope not. I don't want to become. I think do you like? Would you ever want to become a meme?
It's pretty funny. I think some of the stories are pretty funny.
Like the people who it's just like a photo and it was like on the internet.
Yeah,
and turn into a meme.
I wouldn't mind it, but I can also laugh at myself. And
yeah,
I like people making fun of me. Like I like to be roasted. I think it's funny. But I'm sure the internet, it would come to a point on the internet because the internet is wild.
Yeah,
they're pretty mean out there.
They're fucking mean.
Yeah, if you want to roast me, I can charge for that also. Or I could roast you.
Yeah, whatever. You need some femdom action.
Until I get more of these fucking personal training clients.
Or if you want to get roasted while you're training.
Ooh, yeah.
Extra
that could
fee.
be a specialty.
We're trying to get Phoebe paid out here, okay?
Yeah.
You got some ideas, let us know. And on that, thanks for listening to the Goodest Cast. Thanks for being around 2 years. If you've been around since the beginning, if you are new and you're going back through the catalog, or shit, if this is the first one you listen to, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we didn't mean to offend. I'm sure I said something to offend someone at some point.
Sorry I didn't get technical with like diff questions and stuff, but
yeah, I'm zero fucking help with any of that shit. But.
Plus, like, I don't know. Yeah,
We're here.
yeah.
We did
This
it.
we did what we did. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, thanks everybody. Bye.